All right, so this is what no one tells you about solar power. Solar voltaic power, using solar panels to charge battery banks specifically. There are solar systems that charge the grid, but I'm not talking about those. So you need sunlight, strong sunlight, to get a good charge, and that's weather dependent, climate dependent, location dependent, weather dependent. Um, there's biologics like trees, birds that crap on your panels. As far as weather is concerned, there's things like hail, which can damage your glass solar panels. The workaround for that is to get amorphous solar panels. Those are hard to find now. There's a lot of things that people don't tell you. If you're in a place that snows, it'll cover your solar panels to where they don't work. Same if it's dusty, your place is really dusty, like a desert or a beach or something like that. If your solar panels get obstructed by debris of some kind. So what I'm getting at is, if you're the farther away you are from the equator, the belt that goes around the globe supposedly, that's where the sunlight is most what do you call, regular, like every day, all day. Not all day. The north and south poles, I don't think I'll ever be there, but they have something called they call it land of the midnight sun, where it's continuous sunlight, but the detractor of that is, once you're done with that cycle, it's continuous dark. So I know Norway and places like that are affected by that stuff too. So what I'm saying is, you want to get closer to the equator to get the best sunlight, and that translates to the best electricity to charge your batteries. And so for people in the United States, you need to go south, like South Texas, Florida, Southern California. I mean, it's not as far down as you can go. I think there's some islands and stuff like that, like Hawaii and some U.S. territories and things like that, to get quite a bit of sunlight. But ideally, that's what you want to do. That's like fundamentals. If you're trying to go anywhere else, you're gonna have to pay for it with either over paneling, which is getting extra solar panels to compensate for the lack of photons hitting your. I'm getting hit by photons right now, but from an artificial source. To compensate for the lack of photons hitting your panels, you got to over panel. You might need a bigger battery bank to get you through the dark days. And finally, the big bugaboo that no one talks about is, supposedly you are in one of these places that don't get enough sunlight to hold you over. You're going to have to use alternative energy, which means, it's rare occasions you'll have hydropower, like if you have a creek running or something, or a waterfall, and you're able to tap into that. Or, more likely wind. But entirely normal, that's not spoken about, is you will have to get a petroleum generator of some kind, more than likely, just for simplicity's sake. Now, I say this not without riders. Like, personally, I own a propane generator made by Alp. It's the smallest one I have that I use frequently. I got smaller ones. Roughly 500, 600 watts. Continuous. Off a propane tank, a 20 pound. They say up to 60 hours. Um, so that's pretty good. And propane doesn't go stale. So it's next in line that doesn't go stale is diesel. I've got a diesel generator. I've yet to get it fired up. I got some videos on that where I kind of ran into an impasse, but a lot of it's just been I've been overstretched. Not a lot of progress on that. Just too busy for other people. That looks like it's winding down though. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of in a moratorium on some things. And then gasoline generators. Now diesel and gasoline generators, you start to get in the liquid. I'm sorry, I'm looking down to see how much I got to talk. I'm running out. So propane is a gas, and it doesn't leave a residue per se. Diesel, it doesn't go sour the way gas will go sour. Gasoline goes sour quick, relatively. A few weeks, few months, it's sour. Especially the ethanol stuff. Now, if it's held out of contact with air, it's airtight, it'll last. But if it's not airtight, it starts going sour. What I mean by sour, it turns into a lacquer, a sticky, sludgy, mess. It doesn't do anything for you. Some people say you can use old gas to burn for heat. I haven't done it yet. So what was I getting at? So I guess in order of precedence of commonly available petroleum generators is easiest to maintain and I'm saying this, saying that you want to run synthetic oil in all cases. It's the slickest. It degrades the least. It provides the most protection, even in cold climates. So, in order of precedence of common petroleum generators, you probably want, and we're talking maintenance issues, not cost of operation. The best you can probably get is propane, and there's dual fuel ones, but you pay on efficiency because they have to have median between propane and gasoline. They have to mediate the mechanics. So, but if you get entirely propane, you're better off. And then after that, it'd be diesel, and after that, it'd be gasoline. Gasoline generators are known to go kaput pretty quick. After that would be 2-cycle engines. I have one of those, and they're known to go real quick as far as not lasting very long. It's like an oil gasoline mixture in those. If you use gasoline, try to get the non-ethanol gasoline. The ethanol doesn't do anything for you except lower the energy and increase the wear and tear, as in corroding your plastics, your rubbers, and probably your metals in certain aspects. I've messed with a thermoelectric generator, and the max it would put out is 45 watts, and you had to run it on a hot wood stove. I guess that's the solution, but what are you going to run on 45 watts? Seriously. A couple LEDs, maybe a radio, maybe a little fan. I mean, that's more like a battery maintainer thing, and then you have to keep a hot wood stove going. I did play around with, oh, there's a little spider. I should probably get that spider before it gets me one night. Driving home, stabs me. Get rid of this thing. Okay, sorry about that. So I only got a couple more minutes here. That's okay. Most of you don't last this long anyway. Listen to me. So I had a hydrogen generator. It's really hard getting the hydrogen. There are people that make their own hydrogen. There's a lot of things and steps for that. So reliability wise, for your backup to your solar, I would say go propane. You can get a big old propane tank and a big generator and be set. It won't go stale on you. It won't go sour. And if you run synthetic oil, that won't go bad on you either, per se, as fast. I mean, wear and tear and stuff, you gotta change it. But so the other thing too is insulate. You gotta have everything insulated. batteries don't like extreme temperature variations. You got to have an insulated house, no matter where you are. So there's a lot of things people don't talk about, but that's the main thing. If you the farther you're away from the equator, the more workarounds you're gonna have to do. Especially, I mean, look right now. This is like early evening and it's overcast. I mean, this today was just no good for solar generation. And what if it's like that for 2 weeks straight? Which, here in Washington State, it can do that to you. So I just want to mention a few things no one talks about with solar. They just gloss it over. They say, it's the solution to everything. I mean, technically, you could have an over panel and an over battery deal where you got weeks of battery storage and enough panels to store it up, but it gets expensive. I'm telling you, it gets expensive. So people have used like I've read about it. They've used like a diesel generator that has a water radiator on it. And then they take the water radiator water and they plumb it into their house, and so they have a dual heating, dual electricity thing to charge the batteries. That's a really good idea. I'll mention that real quick. All right, so that's it. I gotta get gone to work. I'm hoping this gave you some insight on reality. Watch out for these either or people. Make you choose a side. The best bet with energy generation is a smorgasbord. Some of everything. Solar energy is among the least expensive, but it's also among the least reliable when you're far away from the equator. So you have to moderate that with other types of energy. But if you want to go totally solar, you can, but get as close to the equator or on the equator as need be. The rest of the time, you're going to have to cheat. Okay, other than that, take care.